I had a little bit of fun today also watching on C-SPAN these Republican trolls in Congress almost peeing their pants over the fact that Obama is going to act unilaterally after waiting for, what, a couple of years now on the immigration issue. See, the Senate passed an immigration bill, a bipartisan immigration bill. I don't know what the vote was. I just know it was bipartisan, what, a year and a half ago. And the cretins and trolls and right-wing bastards in the U.S. House refused to act on it because it would have granted eventual citizenship to Latinos. And any Republican will tell you that Latinos always vote Democratic. So why should they give Hillary Clinton some extra votes? That's what this is all about. It has nothing to do with anything other than the crass political mendacity of these filthy, stinking Republicans. So they should, no, I ain't going to do it. So Obama, who has legal authority to do this, finally said, okay, because he realizes now everything's over. He's got 2 years left, doesn't have to face any elections, doesn't have to worry about Mary Landrieu anymore, doesn't have to worry about Joe Manchin, doesn't have to worry about anything. So maybe he can spend the next 2 years being a leader. I realize that's a stretch. I realize that's one hell of a stretch, but maybe he can. And maybe this is the first thing that he's going to do. So tomorrow night, he's going to give a speech. And interestingly, none of the three major networks is going to cover this. Not one. ABC, CBS, NBC. They're not going to cover it. It'll probably be on MSNBC. It'll certainly be on C-SPAN. I don't know about the cretins over at Fox. Couldn't care less. But interestingly, ABC, CBS, and NBC have all opted out. I wonder why. Now, I heard Chris Hayes say that I guess MSNBC will cover it post speech or whatever it is he's going to do tomorrow night. I think it's a statement, a policy statement he's going to make, telling the American people what he's going to do. But I had great fun today watching people like John Cornyn, the senator from Texas, and of course the turtle from Kentucky, and these crazed so-called libertarians, like Rand Paul, and then this degenerate little bastard, Ted Cruz, watching them just foaming at the mouth about all this. Oh, my God. And you want to step up to him and say, well, George Herbert Walker Bush did this. Ronald Reagan, your saint, did this. And go right back down the list of all the presidents who have acted where it concerns immigration with executive authority and executive action. You want to do that, but it's more fun to just sit back and watch these filthy, stinking Republican senators and the House members you want to hand them a roll of toilet paper and say, here, you better hold this because you're about to mess your pants. I mean, that's how you're acting. Here you go. We'll be right back. So the decision by Obama to use executive power is, he says, is because he has waited long enough. 6 years. I'm not just talking about the immigration thing. Mr. Obama, maybe the President of the United States has finally come out of the ether and realized that he had a chance in 2008 when the Democrats wound up with everything. The House, the Senate, and the executive branch. And what did they do? They let us know over and over and over again that an impeachment was off the table and we're going to look forward and we're not going to look back. And all those war crimes that were committed for 8 years, pshaw, don't worry about it, And he, the president, was going to reach across the aisle and bring some bipartisanship after all those years of being ruled by a psychopath named Dick Cheney, and having the Democrats totally marginalized and peeing in their pants every time Cheney walked through the room. Remember how Cheney used to tell members of Congress to go F themselves, the Democrats? Remember that? So here was Obama, and he was going to bring hope and change. And how far did that go? How long did it take? Some of us, it took a little bit longer than others to realize, what? But we thought, and a lot of Americans thought this, well, he's a black guy. He's got to be a social liberal. He's got to be this and that. And look, they already gave him the Nobel Peace Prize. But But you see, all that was racism at work. Sometimes racism works for you, sometimes it works against you. Well, it always works against you, but that racist attitude that, oh, look, it's a black guy. Yeah, but, you know, he's biracial, he's white and black. Why don't you call him a white guy? Well, because of the one-drop rule. Oh, okay. So for 6 years, this president has done what he and his advisors thought they were supposed to do. Try to find compromise. Don't be a bully. And one thing, beware of the angry black man syndrome. Woo! Woo! Remember, that's what they told him during the campaign. Don't come across as an angry black man, because that'll make all the whites run for the woods, run for their Bibles and guns. Whites are so easy to scare. All you have to do, Mr. Obama, is just stand in front of the cameras if you really want to freak them out and say, I've had enough of this, bro. They tried to link him to white radicals. They tried to link him to black radicals. And, of course, Obama just kind of sat back and went, man, what in the hell are these people talking about? I'm not like that. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a progressive. What are you talking about? I just want to be a president. Now, let's see if we can get some stuff done. So finally, he came out of the ether, huh? And he came out of the ether on the immigration stuff. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, you know, Obama had a lot of hope that this bipartisan Senate bill that passed a year and a half ago would pass the House. But Boner said, no. So that was the end of that. Now, constitutional law professor Jonathan Turley of George Washington University, you've seen him before. He a kind of weird little curly-haired white boy who gets on TV and just talks like that. You know, it's just, well, I remember back when they were impeaching Obama or impeaching Clinton, and Turley was on all the time, and I used to think, this guy is so weird. I mean, a lot of black people freak me out. A lot of white people freak me out. A lot of Latino people freak me out. But this guy freaked me out on a couple of levels. Jonathan Turley. I think it was his voice partly. Oh, well. Anyway, Jonathan Turley, constitutional law professor, like Obama, at George Washington University, says that, Turley says, quote, the test of a president is often to tell his own people that more work has to be done. And I think what's so truly dangerous about what Obama's going to do is you have a system that's designed to force compromise and a president who's lost faith in that system. Oh, Jonathan, really? Lost faith? No, he hasn't lost faith in the system. If I may be so ballsy as to correct you, I realize you're a law professor and I'm a talk show host of sorts, but lost faith in the system? No. Obama has lost faith in the kind of half-wit morons that he's supposed to run this corporate empire with. I realize that's a poorly constructed sentence. That's what he's lost faith in, Mr. Jonathan Turley. But it really, honest to God, it doesn't matter. Because if Obama, I don't care what he does. If he chews gum, if he salutes with a cup of coffee in his hand, no matter what he does, the white folks are going to go after him like duck on a June bug, just argh! So it doesn't matter what Obama does. He could be the greatest liberal president in the history. He could make FDR look like a fascist. He could, on the other hand, he could make Reagan look like a liberal. No matter what Obama does, it doesn't matter. And I think he might have figured this out early on. It doesn't matter what he does. He's going to be drawn and quartered, metaphorically speaking, by these trolls in the Republican Party. More on this when we come back. Stay with us. I'm Mike Malloy. All right, here's the headline. With his immigration bill dead, the administration rolled out a proposed rule to address some of the major issues in the failed legislation. That's the way the Associated Press put it. Before outlining some of the changes the president will enact without the consent of Congress. But this isn't about Obama. No, that was about George W. Bush in 2007. And did you hear the Republicans standing up in the Senate or the Democrats peeing their pants, screaming about, like Cornyn did today, not only is this illegal, it's unconstitutional. If it's illegal and unconstitutional, Cornyn, impeach him. Tell your buddies in the House to impeach him. What a bunch of phony bastards these people are. In defending his actions, this is what George W. Bush said back 7 years ago. Sounds like a lot like Obama does today. This is thanks to Think Progress for this, by the way. This is what Bush said. Quote, although the Congress has not addressed our broken immigration system by passing comprehensive reform legislation, my administration will continue to take every possible step to build upon the progress already made. Now, in the meantime, White House Press Secretary Dana Caffino-Perino, what do we used to call her? Too much cappuccino Perino. Remember her? She explained that the Bush administration had initially held off on the changes to allow Congress to do something. And Congress didn't. So Too much cappuccino Perino said, quote, we're going as far as we possibly can without Congress acting. Now, all these years later, Obama finds himself in a similar position. Obama's expected, it says here, to announce his immigration executive action tomorrow. And while Republican lawmakers remain mostly silent about Bush's reforms, at the time, Chuck Grassley, Republican Iowa, observed, quote, these reforms could have been implemented a long time ago. They promised retaliatory action against Obama. What are they going to do, shut down the government? Huh? Allow somebody else to jump the fence? Tell the Secret Service to look the other way while they send in a hitman? Huh? Back in 2007, Bush officials appeared to agree with their successors, Obama. This is what they said. Homeland Security Chief Michael Chertoff in August of 2007. Here's what he said, quote, we had hoped the immigration reform on a comprehensive basis would give us a much wider set of tools. But until the laws change, we are enforcing the laws as they are to the utmost of our ability, using every tool that we have in the toolbox. And we're going to sharpen some of those tools. Woo! But that was then. And one thing about George W. Bush that's totally different from Obama, Bush is Caucasian. That's right. He's a white man in the White House. Not true with Obama. I know, you think I make too big of a deal about that, don't you? Huh? Come on, don't be a fool. You grew up in America just like I did. You know exactly about the race issue in this country. So don't even think. I don't know what you're thinking, but don't even think, oh, Malloy's taking this race thing too far. No, he isn't. You know what Malloy is doing? He's not taking it far enough.